But that's funny what you said before about somebody throwing a can up in the sky and it's going to kill somebody.
That Red Bull can, that's 15,000 feet in the air.
Dog, I almost got arrested when I was like 10 for almost killing a dude in Puerto Rico. I went to Puerto Rico and my parents, my mom and the other parents left us alone and went out. And we started throwing fucking ice off the balcony and shit. And we kept on throwing it and throwing it. And next thing you know, I heard an ambulance and fucking cops were knocking on all the doors and they knew it was us. The guy was on the floor fucking out, guy, with a little fucking ice cube from the 6th floor.
Yeah, 6'4", ice cube hit you in the head.
6 fucking floor.
That'll fracture your fucking skull.
Man, I used to do so many crazy things like that, Joe. When I was on 88th Street, when I was like 6 or 7, I would play with these kids. There was 205 West 88th Street was on the corner. Then there was a parking garage. It's still there. And I would play in there with the kids. And then when I would get a little bit of anxiety, I would go up to my apartment, to my bedroom, and my mother used to have the 45s from the record player at the bar, and she would give me the ones she'd take out. And I'd go by the window, and I'd just throw them out. And they would come out like boomerangs and come down, and you hear, hey, stop that. And I'd just throw like 50 of them out. And then you hear like the kids going, hey, fuck you. They didn't know it was me. And then I would come back. What happened? Some motherfucker up there is throwing fucking things on me. One day I hit a kid with a thing, but it didn't. He just fell down for a few minutes. Another time, there was a place when I was growing up in North Bergen called Duratest. They just made light bulbs. But they made the long fluorescent ones. You know how many times I got hit in the head with those? We would jump in their dumpster and take all the fluorescent bulbs out and light bulbs and just hit each other with that dust that comes out of a fucking fluorescent light bulb in the 70s.
Oh, my God.
So we would have those light bulb wars all the time. And then we started having them from the roofs, and people would throw light bulbs up at us, and we would throw light bulbs back. And I would put the light bulbs on the floor, and then I'd have, we call them spears, you know, the fucking, and we'd throw the fucking long fluorescent lights at them. One day I picked up a light bulb. I didn't know I picked up a rock with that motherfucker. And I just threw it at the kid. And all of a sudden the kid's looking right at me, and I saw that rock just go, and he just went backwards. Now this was a pervert kid. His name was Ali, him and his brother. Like we were 10 or 12, and him and his brother were going to hookah houses. His father would take him.
Oh, my God.
In the city when he was like 10, 11, and he would come back and tell us, they washed our dick. It was tremendous. I hit that kid in the head so hard with that rock without knowing. It wasn't no malice intended. But when I got down there, the lump had gone up off his head like one of those fights when the guy has a lump, a tumor, and it had like a little pimple with blood in it. It was already filled up, dog. And it had ice on his head. I felt so bad. I was giggling inside, but you feel fucking bad when you do that shit to
His
people.
dad took him to a brothel when he was 10?
Every weekend. They were Cuban, the Ali brothers, Juan and Carlos Ali. Juan was the brains of the operation. Carlos was a little bit on the slow brother. He was like the Lenny of the Squiggy.
How crazy is it taking a 10-year-old to a brothel?
Bro, they were going every weekend into the city. 6th grade, 7th grade.
Jesus
And
Christ.
telling us about all the stories
Oh, my God.
on fucking Mondays.
Oh, my God.
Bro, we grew up with some pieces of work. Not these kids growing up today where people didn't do anything with them. You know, I look at my daughter and her little friends. It's not going to be good for them.
It's going to be weird. That's for sure.
It's not going to be good for
It's
them.
going to be weird. It's going to be a completely different world.
I try to, but, you know, you try the hardest and you talk to them and shit.
Yeah.
And that's the best you could do. But the world they're going to grow up in is completely different than our fucking world.
Completely different.
You know, and it's so weird that I had a shitty childhood family-wise, but everything else was fucking aces with me, bro. I laughed my ass off. I had a great time.